Hey y'all, my name's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Happy Thanksgiving to my fellow Americans. This video should come out around Thanksgiving, hopefully. I also wanted to say thank you for coming back to watch my video. Yeah, it's been another hot minute since I've been able to do a video, and that was purely out of my control. I got sick. I posted on the community tab, so you might already know, but my daughter had started daycare in August, and I quite literally since August I've been sick quite a bit. There was a small stretch of health that was glorious, but then I think it was around October we got hit with the flu, and my goodness, that is the sickest that I have been in a very, very long time. It was awful. We'd had hand, foot, mouth disease. I think it was in September. That was pretty bad, but the flu took me out. Like, I was incapacitated for pretty much a week and a half, 2 weeks-ish. It's even harder when you have an infant to take care of that's sick as well. So yeah, I was not able to do anything. And then well, towards the end of my being sick, like, I still had some symptoms, like you know how sickness just kind of clings to you, doesn't want to leave. My ear was super clogged. This is probably more than you want to know, but just sharing my struggles lately. Why I haven't been here, I could not hear out of it. It was so clogged, I could not hear at all. So I went to the doctor about that. Thought it was an ear infection, went through whole antibiotics treatment for it. Still nothing happened. There was one night where I was like up all night in pain with a heating pad up to the side of my face, like the whole, it hurt so bad. So it turns out I have a ruptured eardrum. So I have ear drops with antibiotics and steroids and that. And yeah, so I still, it's been a couple weeks later. I don't know dates. All the days are running together. But it's been a little bit since I got that ear drops treatment. And yeah, I can hear a little bit now. Still cannot hear completely. So that's fun. Apparently it's a very long process. I didn't even know you could get in a perforated eardrum from all the sinus pressure. Apparently it had to go somewhere, and that's where it had to go. So that's something new I learned. And then so I had about 2 days between the flu and yeah, between the next thing, I was hit with another virus. Literally 2 days. I had a weekend and I was a-okay besides my ear. And then it started to feel bad again. It was another virus. This one wasn't as bad as the flu, but it was still pretty righteous in its strength. So yeah, so I'm just now getting back to feeling great. It's so funny how you can take health for granted, feeling good. And I think sickness, you know, it's a trial, of course, but if you can find a silver lining out of it, counting your blessings, like, thank you God for when I feel good. So anyways, let's get into what we're actually here for. That was 5 minutes basically of me just jabbering on, so I'm sorry about that. Anyways, I'm here to do the Count Your Blessings book tag. I was kindly tagged by Kat over at Cat Stories. I'll link her channel below. She's so sweet. And she thought about me, even though I've been MIA for quite a bit. So I really appreciate her doing this. So I can join in because I saw everybody doing it and I was like, oh, I really want to do it, but I literally can't. So now I'm able to, and yay. So number 1 is count them one by one. Try to count all the books you have. So I have this bookshelf behind me, and then I have half of a bookshelf down. I have cookbooks up here, but I did not count those. I did not count cookbooks, children's books, my Bibles, and then books that I would call like reference books, like pictures, like nonfiction, like this is what this is. You know, I didn't really count those. I counted books that I would sit down and read. So for those, I counted roundabouts 175, which is higher than I thought it would be. That's exciting. So I did not start collecting books until about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago, I actually made an effort to actually collect books. Up until that point, I was really thrifty and would use the library. Still do. Love the library. It's one of my favorite places on earth. But if I run across a book that's a really good deal and I know I'm going to love it, or I think I'm going to, then I will add it to my collection. And I hope to one day get to library status, which is 1,000 books. But it's going to be a little bit, because it took about a year to double what I had before. I think I would say I had about half of this a year ago. But anyways, yeah. So number 2, life-changing books. Books that have changed you, profoundly impacted you in a positive way. So I have a couple of different answers for this one. The first one being Laugh Your Way to a Better Marriage by Mark Gungor. I've mentioned this one on my channel before. Obviously, it is a marriage book. And it actually is the first book that I had read that was Christian related at the very, very beginnings, even before I was Christian. My husband and I went to a marriage retreat, and this was November 2021, I think. Getting my timeline right. Anyways, this was before I was a Christian. And to be honest, our marriage was okay, but it was not, there was some tension there because my husband was a Christian and I wasn't. And he asked me to go to a marriage retreat, and I was like, that would be a good idea because I want us to stay married. And I don't know if I remember it being Christian oriented. I think I found that out later maybe, but he is a pastor, and it was a recorded session for military families. And the video series was very funny, it was very engaging. It helped open my eyes into why my husband thinks differently than I do. I knew men think differently than women do, but that just really opened my eyes. And it was from a Christian perspective. So I read the book immediately after the marriage retreat experience. And it's very, very similar to the video presentation, I would say. I can hear his voice when I read this, but I like the video presentation more. But if you can't do that, then I highly recommend the book, because again, it's just, I don't know if it was just the right time, right place, but it has a special place in my heart because one, I think it literally helped to a large extent save my marriage. And then also it was one of the many things that led me to Christ. If marriage can look like this, what does Christianity look like? Is this actually what it looks like? Is this what it could look like for me? If I can look so good in my marriage, how even better would it look like if I had Christ in my heart? So there are a lot of things that precipitated my turning to Jesus, but this is one of the big things, and this is really, I think, the catalyst that really took me over to the edge. So this has a big place in my heart. So anyways, yeah, there's that one. So shortly after I became a Christian, I was really convicted about what I was reading. I was reading some really trash books. Yeah, really lots of spice. Yeah, so my evolution as a reader has changed a good bit. So I, thank the Lord, found Christian Booktube and found some good reads. And I read a couple before this book that were good, but not spectacular. I was still searching for a good book. And the first Christian book that I read, recommended to me by Amanda over Book Lover Amanda, by watching her channel, is Waves of Mercy by Lynn Austin. And this is the first Christian fiction book that I was absolutely wowed by. If you haven't read it, please do, because I felt a good connection with one of the main characters. There's two. She was a new Christian. I really related to her. And there was also a second main character who is more like the maternal role model, mentor type character. You go through her life story of her hardships and her faith, and it was really like I got both, a 2-for-1. I got the new Christian side of things, like trying to find herself, which I personally identified with, and then I also got you know, an example of what a good Christian looks like, and how you can be encouraged by your faith and keep going on. So love this book. Will never unhaul it. I love the second book too. I need to own that one day, but I haven't gotten quite there yet. Haven't found it, but Waves of Mercy. All right, I've got 2 more, but they're kind of a 2-for-1. So the Timeless series by Gabriel Meyer. So loved this book. And I had read it last year during a very difficult time in my life. I had just had a miscarriage. And I read this book very, very, like, I think it was like immediately afterwards. And this story is very much a beauty from the ashes type theme message. And I was just so encouraged by that. And I don't know, it just really helped uplift my faith. So I have personal connection to it that way. What she went through is not quite what I went through, but I still really, really related to Libby's struggles. And then, again, that message was really, really profound and powerful for me. And then this year I read In This Moment with some lovely ladies in a buddy read, a very awesome buddy read. Had a lovely, lovely time, and we are actually planning on reading the rest of the series. Book 5, oh my gosh, just her news. Gabriel Meyer just left news about book 5. Cannot wait. So I would say this series is the first series that I have absolutely fangirled over since I was like a teenager. So love this series. Probably my favorite series of all time. Actually, I was going to say, reason why this one's important to me. This is the first time that I have ordered brand new books that I've already read. That's a pretty big deal for me, Miss Thrifty over here. So I ordered these from Baker Book House, and they were very cheap. Highly recommend ordering directly from them because it was really cheap. I was shocked. Probably dangerous knowledge for my purse. And then 2, I pre-ordered the 3rd book. First time I have ever pre-ordered a book, and I'm so excited. I am ready for book 3 to hit my porch in May, I think it is. So love. All right, number 3, special editions. So this could be cloth books, hard books, signed, sentimental, etc. So I have a couple of those. The first one I want to mention is a beautiful book. So I have not read this story yet, but I hope to one day. So Hind's Feet on High Places by Hannah Hurnard. This one is well beloved, I think, and this is a very beautiful edition, and it has pictures in it. Love books that have pictures, and just kind of takes the story to another level. I mean, there's real pictures in there too, in addition to the illustrations. And a lovely subscriber gave me this. There's lettering art as well. So it's just a gorgeous edition. Hope to read it soon one day. And it was a gift too. I have 2 other books I'll mention, and both of them are signed editions. So like I said, I'm slowly building up my collection. So I only have 2, but I'm really excited to have them. So the first one is Lovecom Softly by Jeanette Oak. And this was a gift from Bailey. She's so super, super sweet. She does have a YouTube channel. I'll link it below. She hasn't made a video in a while, so I hope she comes back soon. But yeah, so this book, she thought about me because I had read it and she found it. I think it was in a Books A Million, and she asked me if mine had any, and I was like, no, my Books A Million is not cool like that. It doesn't have cool things in it. It's like a little tiny gimpy store that I'm amazed is still in business. But anyways, so it is a signed edition, and it's like, this special signed edition commemorates the 40th anniversary of this classic novel and is limited to 2,500. That would be even better if it was 250, but 2,500 numbered copies, and this copy is number 404. So that's really cool, and it's really sweet. I've never seen this edition before, and just it makes it even sweeter that Bailey sent me this lovely care package, and this was one of the things in it. So we'll always treasure that one. And then the first signed edition that I personally sought after was Indigo Isle by T.I. Lowe. I had a time getting getting this copy, which there it is. I did not have her, like, I wasn't in person her signing it, but I went to a bookstore that had a stockpile of these, that she had been to a Barnes & Noble in my area and had signed some stuff, so I saw it on her Facebook channel, and I sent someone to go get it for me. But yeah, I have feelings and thoughts about that book that I have not shared on this channel yet. I did do a vlog about it. I don't know. It's a kind of a summary vlog, so I feel kind of weird putting it out there now that it's basically almost Christmas. I don't know. If y'all really want to see it, then I'll post it, but I still have to, like, I have clips all over the place, so I'd have to make sure I still have all the clips. So yeah, that may or may not come out. We'll see how much time I have. But anyways, number 4, gifted books that you love. So, this channel has been such a blessing to me, and I have received many gifts from you all, and I treasure each and every one of them. Like, the thought behind it, that someone would take the time to, one, watch my videos, watch me ramble on. I mean, I think every booktuber can say this, like, I started my channel, but who would even listen to me? That definitely was in my thought process. And then 2, like, pay attention to what I like, and then spend their hard-earned money to send me something, and then have me put me a little note in there that, I mean, the notes are the best. Each one of those have meant the world to me, and some of them, actually a good chunk of them, have tended to come when I've had a really hard day or really hard week. I've shared on my channel before, like, I had a pretty hard pregnancy, and I got several gifts that would just light up my day after I'd had a pretty hard day, and I cannot thank you enough for those. Like, truly, they've meant the world to me, and I highly appreciate all of them. But I cannot. I've already talked too much, so I don't want to mention all of them. So I'll just highlight a couple. And ironically, they are both from the same person, and I did not mean to do that, because I wanted to mention one. This one, Wistress by Nadine Brandes. I can never say people's names right, sorry. But this one is special to me, and is worthy of mentioning because I had this with me in the hospital. I took it with me because I had an induction, so I had some time. So I'll remember that this is the book that went with me. So, yeah. And then the most recent gifted book I've read is Mark of the Raven by Morgan L. Bussey. Somebody told me how to say it right, but I don't know if I can remember how to. But both of these books, they're both blue. Look at that. Were gifted to me by Chrissy. So I did not mean to pick one person who gave me gifts. She gave them, I think she gave these to me at 2 different times too. But they, most recent gifted book I've read, and then the most significant book that I've read, as far as life event wise. So thank you, Chrissy, for those again. And thank you to anybody who sent me anything. You don't have to, but it's meant the world to me. So I did also want to mention, as far as gifted books goes, I'm going to put an arc in here. One of my I think it was my first arc. Yeah, it was my first arc ever. So I've slowly been dipping my toes into getting arcs, which is super exciting for me. I don't know. I just was super excited. I feel important. I'm enough of a reader to get an arc now. So I have been on a fairy tale retelling kick lately, and there is the Shattered Tales series that came out recently. They're still coming out, I think. So I signed up to read and review a few of those, and I got approved. So my first one ever was To Break a Silence by Lydia May, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It's a Little Mermaid retelling. I was just enamored with it. So yeah, if you are interested in clean fairy tale retellings, it's not Christian, but it is clean. It's super sweet and gave me all the Little Mermaid sea vibes. So if you're a seasonal reader, definitely recommend it for summer next year. But yeah, I thought I'd mention that one because it also has a special place in my heart as being my first arc, and it was 5 stars. So plug that one in there. All right, so number 5, blessings of books. How has reading benefited you emotionally, spiritually, mentally? My goodness, this is a big answer. So I started reading when I was very young, and my papa, he helped foster my love of reading. I can still remember. I don't have many childhood memories because my memory is garbage. But I do remember my papa sitting beside me on the couch, and I would read a book to him and he would give me $1. And, you know, just that sweet memory of him, because he's no longer this side of heaven. I don't know. It just, reading, that's one of the many reasons why I love reading. It's because it had a special connection with him that way. So I read for pretty much my whole life except for college years because I just did not want to read for fun. I'd already read so much academically. I just didn't have the brain power. But pretty much my whole life I've read. You know, I didn't have many friends growing up, so I was always reading. My family always made fun of me. They teased me, not really made fun of me, but they teased me because I could pretty much be counted on to have a book in my purse anywhere I went, because they would pick up my purse and be like, why is this so heavy? I'm like, well, I have a book in it. So it's my security blanket almost. Like, if there was ever a time that we were not doing anything, you know, I wanted to read. So yeah, there's that. But particularly lately, reading has really become important to me. It's always been my steadfast hobby. Like, I've always had reading. It's pretty much the only hobby that I've been very consistent with. But lately, since I had a child, it's become my lifeline. So I've wondered if I should make a dedicated video about this. But during the 4th trimester, I was clinging to consciousness pretty much the whole time, you know, trying to survive. It is a very, very difficult time. So, and even now, like, I'm sleep deprived, not as much as I was before, but, so I used audiobooks to try and stay awake, try and stay entertained, try and keep my mind engaged on something else besides eating, sleeping, feeding, changing baby. So yeah, so I had a burst of reading, after my child's birth, and still now, I still read a good bit via audiobooks. And then also like that really saved my sanity. Talking about mentally, how's book reading impacted you? Yeah, it saved my sanity. But also, like, without reading, like, I would not be making YouTube videos, more than likely. And yeah, so this community has really been a huge blessing to me, encouraging. Like, I had so many people reach out to me while I disappeared from YouTube. Sorry, that's a trend for me. I will come back eventually. Like, if I disappear again, I don't mean to, but like, life takes priority, I guess, and it just, physically, I just get to a point where I just can't do anything else. Anyways, I'm talking so much. Oh my goodness. This is what happens when I don't film for a long time. I overcompensate. Anyways, so, what was I saying? I lose my train of thought. Yeah, the booktube community. So many people reached out to me when I was not feeling my greatest, and I went MIA during my pregnancy, asked how I was doing, sent me gifts. Every single comment, I try to take the time to, well, I do. I respond to every comment. If I miss your comment, let me know, because it's not intentional. And I appreciate every single one of them, like the thought and the care that goes into watching my videos and responding and communicating with me. I've made friends. I've done buddy reads that I will forever remember and cherish. So, yeah, there's that. And then spiritually, obviously the Bible is a book, and God gave us the gift of reading. God's a reader too. He's an author, and then, he fosters reading because he gave us a Bible. Obviously you can't know God without reading the Bible. That he is, the Word is God. So I've been slowly working through the Bible chronologically. The original plan was to read it in a year. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I severely slacked off because the Bible is not the easiest thing to read. It takes more brain power, because I really want it to sink in and to understand. I don't want to just read it. I want to understand. So anyways, I'm still sticking with reading the Bible. I'm in Judges right now. So I went probably through the most driest part of the Bible when my brain was just not, when it was struggling to begin with, like having a child. So I survived, I persevered, so I'm still trucking along. But yeah, I've learned so much already from that small chunk of the Bible I've read, and I can't wait to see what else I'll learn about God, and then how God can change me, is changing me. Anyways, moving on. That was a long-winded answer. Sorry. Number 6. We're almost done. Friends, the greatest blessing. Do you have any real-life friends to talk books with you? No. No. I don't really have many friends. And that's part of the reason why I started my channel. What friends I do have don't read. My husband doesn't read. My family really doesn't read. And if they do, they don't read the types of books that I like to read. So I was really missing that connection with people because, y'all know when you read a book, you want to rant or rave about it a lot of times. And I didn't really have anybody to do that. My husband, he tries, bless him. He's like, what are you reading? And I tell him, and I can tell it's just, he doesn't know. He does not know. So I needed my people to understand, and talk to books with me about, y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Words. So that's part of the reason why I created a channel, because I wanted to yammer on about books and have someone respond to me. Y'all are the greatest book blessing that I have. Thank y'all so much. And I can't say it enough. Thank y'all for being here, for watching, for communicating with me. Y'all mean the world to me. So y'all are one of the things that I am truly thankful for, Thanksgiving and all through the year too. But the last thing is tag your favorite booktubers to do this tag. So I have a lot of booktuber friends, and I think a lot of them have already done this tag anyway. But I'll shout out a couple. And if you haven't done this channel and I missed you, like, I'm sorry. I'm going to blame Mom Brain on if I missed you. But if you want to do this and you haven't, please consider yourself tagged by me. Tag me so I can know that you created this video or a video as well. I'd love to watch it. I've been trying to watch everybody's. But I don't think I've seen Holly do this, so I'm going to tag her. Sarah's Tangle Tales and Tabitha Gabrielle. I don't think I've seen y'all do this. If you've already been tagged or don't want to do it, don't worry about it. But I just wanted to tag you in case you hadn't been tagged. So that is all the questions. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.